What's going on, guys? Dave with Miracle Canine Training, and we are out here at Edgewater Beach with board and trained Ellie. And what we want to do is we want to take a minute to go over kind of a systematic approach of how you would work on some of your dog's training in a totally new environment. So Ellie has never been here before, and we're trying to take some of the obedience that we taught at the facility and generalize to a couple other places and get her fluent with it here. And one of the most common mistakes we see that people will make when they go to try to do this in a new setting is they overwhelm the dog all at once right when they get there. They try to work on things as if the dog had been here 1,000 times, as if it had been completely perfect in the past. And unfortunately, that does nothing but confuse the dog, right? So what we want to do is we want to start small and work our way up big to essentially where the dog is currently at your house, say, and we want to start small with some basic things to get her tuned in. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you a couple of drills here in the order of which to do those, implementing our recall, implementing our downstay, and implementing our follow me or off-leash healing. And this is something that you could work on with your dog that has had prior training and get them fluent in a new place. We're going to be using our communication we have established as well. So obviously our no marker with the e-collar, as well as our good marker with the food here. And we're just going to get her nice and tuned in. So let's get started. All right, so the very first thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking the most basic thing that we could get, which is our follow me command. And we're going to be getting our dog to just stick with us as we walk around. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using our come command for this, which means come to me and stay in my bubble as I walk around. From that point, I'm going to start walking around the sand here, and anytime I lose her, I'll be marking with no, giving a tap on the e-collar, helping her to me, and then continuing that process. I'll add some rewards in if I need to, if she's doing a good job, and then we'll start jumping into the next step. So again, really basic, keeping her nice and focused on one very simple task. There's no expectation of downs or sits or anything other than stay in my pocket. So we'll get started here. Ellie, come. So again, just making sure that she's staying nice and focused on us. We have really good attention here. If she were to veer off, I would just be marking with no for that, helping her to me, and then rewarding if I'd like to. Obviously, we're fighting a lot of distractions. One, she's never been here before. Two, we have obviously some dogs in the background. And three, the waves, the noises, the smells associated with the beach. You can see she's trying really hard to keep that nose off of the ground. Good. If she's sticking with me well, I'll come to a stop, mark with good for that, reward, and then continue on. Good. Good. Nope. Come. Good. Now in those situations, if I do need to give a correction for not coming, nope, come, nope, come, good. Again, fighting the distraction of an additional dog right there. If I do need to correct for not coming, what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow up with a reward. Nope. Good, so that I'm counteracting. This is an incorrect choice, this is a correct choice. And I'm adjusting my level, obviously, in the environment based on the distractions and stuff that are presenting to themselves. No. Come. Good. And I'm going to repeat this process until I could relatively smoothly get her following me without much resistance, without the need of much help. Or constant reinforcement, whether from the e-collar or from the food. So you'll notice I'm going to be walking a lot further in between rewards, making sure that I'm asking more of her each time as far as the attention is concerned. and that she's maintaining a pretty good position. Good. Nope. Come. Good. Good. All right, so the next step here, once they're doing relatively smooth with following you around, is going to be adding just a basic stationary position into this. So we're not worried about duration. I'm not worried about holding a downstay from 500 meters away or anything like that. All I care about is that she could start to distinguish the difference between two different things that I'm asking, right? So first we're gonna be starting with having her follow us around, then we're just gonna be incrementally putting in downs randomly. So I'll pop her into a down for a hot second, then what I'll do is I'll reward for that, I'll tell her come, and I'll immediately start walking her around again. Once she's doing smooth with that, we'll begin to add duration in. So we're gonna get started. Ellie, come. So starting with just walking around, making sure that she's doing smooth with this. From there, I'll come to a stop, down. I'll give that command. I'll give her a second. You can tell she's a little confused. Good. The second she gets into that down, I'll reward for it. Then I'll tell her, come. And I'll start walking again. Now you can see again, she's very smooth with her downs typically, but for whatever reason, down, this environment, good, makes them a little bit harder for her. She can't focus as well because she's still taking in all the sights and smells going on around her. So we're just adding in it in the most basic sense, just a down, nothing else crazy outside of that. Ellie, come. Walking for a minute. I just want to see her smoothly following me. From there, down. I'll put her back into a position. Once I give that command, I'll wait for a second, see if she goes all the way into it. If she doesn't, no, down. I'll mark with no, give a correction, good. Get her into that position, and then reward for it. So again, implementing both communication, no and good. Ellie, come. Down. Good. Ellie, come. Down. Good. Ellie, come. Down. Good. Ellie, come. Down. Good. And you can see as I'm doing them, she's getting smoother and smoother each rep. Ellie, come. Down. Good. All right, so once your dog is doing well with holding their stationary position or getting into it smoothly, the next step is going to be adding duration into this, so basic down stay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the exact same process. The only difference is when I put her into the down, I'm going to walk a big circle around her using the long line here, and then I'll go back to her and call her out of it to follow me around again. So we'll get started. Ellie, come. Down. Good. So put her into the down first. Once she's in that position, we're going to walk around here. Nope. Down. If she gets up, we'll mark with no, give a correction, no, down. Put her back into that position, and then repeat that process here. Nope. Down. Now, it's very normal that when you first start this step, that your dog is going to mess up a lot. Again, this is a really distracting environment. We have 5 dogs over there playing right now. We have obviously a new texture. The sand in itself is really different for them to get used to being on initially. And then the fact that it's a new place. So again, once she's holding that nicely, I'll go all the way back to her. Then I'll tell her, come, and start walking. Repeating that process, we'll find another spot here. Ellie, down. Good. Putting her into the position. Walking my circle. This time a little bit smoother. And that last repetition, every single time I marked with no there, I was pairing that with a tap on the e-collar. Now, it wasn't anything dramatically high. It was just something enough to communicate that we want her to get back into that position. Ellie, come. She wasn't being disobedient by any means. She was just confused. This is new for her. So we're giving the information still. We're still marking when it's incorrect. Down. Good. But it's not as high of a correction as it would be if she were truly blowing me off. Again, much more stable in those downs now. Ellie, come. Ellie, down. Good. Ellie, come. And then we'll try to get one more of these here. Nope, come. Ellie, down. Good. Ellie, come. Good job. All right, so again, final step here now is going to be adding an actual recall into this. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be placing her into a down, walking to the end of my leash here, calling her out of that position to me, and then having her follow me around some more again. So again, just step by step, little by little, adding things back into the mix as we're working through some of the environmental hurdles that we have. This is a really awesome session because again, she knows all of this stuff, but she hasn't yet generalized it in a new environment yet. So that's what we're working on here, is we're working on making sure that every time she goes somewhere new, no matter what's going on around her, she has to stay focused on the training. And we're being very fair about how we're adding it into the mix. We're being very fair about where we're implementing our corrections into things. And because of that, she's staying comfortably in a working mindset while obviously working around distractions. I mean, we have a dog literally right there that's doing downstays and stuff as we're doing this. So really fantastic job so far with the training. She's doing really well so far here. Ellie, come. All right, so again, starting with her following me around, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick a spot somewhere, put her into a down, down. Good, I'll reward for that down here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk to the end of my leash. And then I'm gonna, nope, down. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call her to me. So right here, I'll say, Ellie, come. Good. Once she gets to me, I'll mark it good with that, give a reward for it. Come. And then we'll start walking again. Again, anticipation, stuff like that, very normal initially, right? I'm not being super hard on her. I'm still giving a correction, but it's low enough where it's just communicative here, letting her know, hold your horses. Down. Good. So again, putting her into a down, rewarding, walking back to the end of the leash. See, that time she thought about it, but held it pretty well. So just wait a little extra second, make sure she's staying nice and stable. Ellie, come. Good. Then we'll call her to us and we'll reward for that. Come. Elle. And I'll repeat that process. Down. Good. As your dog does smooth with this, if you want to increase distance, you obviously can do that. Right now we have her on a long line, so what I'll do is I'll have that long line facing towards me like that, and I'll create a little bit of additional distance past that. Ellie, come. I'll call her to me. Good. And then I'll reward for that. Come. Same deal, down. Good. This time I'll create a little bit more distance going the other way. So we'll hold that position right there. I'm gonna walk further this way. Ellie, come. Good. Come. We'll do another one. Down. Good. Create a little bit more distance. Again, just keeping her eye on her. As you're doing this, it's going to get very easy for them to want to anticipate. Ellie, come. Good. You can see even as we're doing these, getting into the down, following me, all of those things are getting smoother along with it because she's starting to fall into that routine of understanding this is no different than anywhere else. Ellie, come. Good. All right, so again, these are some steps of what to work on when you come to a new place with your dog. Just don't overwhelm them. Make sure the training stays fun. Don't go to new places with the expectation of like, she's gonna be just as good as she is everywhere else that she's comfortable with, because that's unrealistic. We have to work our dog through these hurdles at each environment we go to. And every time I take even my personal dog somewhere new, I always pick something really easy to work on with them, get them nice and tuned in before we jump into anything hard. Again, you could see how if you go through these steps, it avoids a lot of confusion. It gets them on the right track. And because of that, they could do really great. So this is Ellie. She's killing it, doing a really wonderful job. If you guys have any questions, hit us up in the comments below.